So welcome back to the beach for some more sea match fishing. Something slightly different tonight. It's a species competition. So there's only 3 prizes and they will go to the 3 biggest rays. However, and I don't think there'll be 3 rays caught, but if there aren't 3 rays caught, the prizes will go to the 3 longest fish. And tonight, I think that would be a smooth hound. And another twist in this match is you don't bring your own bait. There's a pack of bait supplied, which I'll go through in a minute. I haven't had much of a look at it myself, but we'll be going through that pack of bait and seeing what's in there that might pick up a hound. I'm sure there's no crabs in there, but we'll see what we can find in there that might be able to pick up a hound, because I don't think there's going to be the rays. So if I can get a decent hound, I could still be in the prizes. So that's the target. Hounds are in. Let's see if we can get a hound. And if we get a ray, and it'll probably be a thornback from this beach, that'll be a bonus. So this is Leon Solent. If I didn't mention that, it's a Leon Solent Gosport. It does throw up Thornback Rays, but it is renowned for its smooth hounds. So we've got to make hay while the sun shines, as they say. So here's our bait pack. I haven't looked in it myself yet. What have we got? There's a herring, there's a mackerel, there's a bluey, there's an anchovy. Let's have a look. 1 anchovy? Right. Okay. Some sand eels. So 1 herring, 1 mackerel, 1 bluey, 1 sardine, pack of sand eels, and some squid. Now, I'm really pleased to see that squid, because I think that squid is what could get me a hound. I like bluey, I like mackerel, herring, don't know, not really used it. I'm sure it's nice and oily, but it's quite soft. I do like the anchovy. Yeah, not quite so convinced by those sand eels, but squid will be the one for the hounds, and then I'm sure we can make up something with the anchovy, bluey and mackerel to go for those rays if they're out there. The match is about 14 to 16 casts, I reckon, in a 4-hour match. So I don't have to make up a lot of baits. So I've got no idea if the fish are actually going to turn up tonight, but I've quite enjoyed this idea of going through the bait pack, knowing that it's the same bait pack that everybody else has got, and it's up to me to make the most of it. So I'm really focusing on this squid. So there's 4 squid in the pack. I've cut 2 up already. I mentioned earlier I'm sort of looking for maybe 14 baits, but I can get 2 baits out of the main body of each squid. I've then one of the squid, it only had a small head, so I put the head on whole. The other head I've cut it in half, but then I've whipped on a bit of the body of the squid as well to make it a decent bait. Still got 1 more head, very much keeping all the guts here. That's going to be very valuable later, I think, the squid guts. And then I've made up a little cocktail here of a bit of mackerel and a bit of bluey. This could be fun. I'm not sure the fish are going to turn up, but I'm enjoying the idea of having to go through the bait and make the most of it. Especially when you know everybody else has got the same pack. You're not sort of wondering whether someone's using whites or crab or whatever else they've got going. So let's go give it a go. so first cast and a bit of an anonymous start. Is that the right word? Quite a large spider crab there. So, and also I lost the top hook, so I had one spider crab on the bottom hook, and I've lost the top hook. So there must be loads of them out there. So that's 1 hour gone, and nothing to show for it from anybody along my part of the beach anyway. I do like this bait pack idea, but it's Smooth Hound time of year and we don't have any crabs in there. And the target's a ray, and yeah, this beach will throw them up, but not in any numbers. So we could struggle. You know, with the baits we've got, you could pick up a dogfish. There's nothing in that pack that a dogfish won't eat. But I don't think it's going to be prolific. You know, there's no small species to pick up, and actually, if you did, you're not going to finish in the, not likely to finish in the top 3 if you pick up something small. So you want that dogfish. Ideally, you want that ray. I think a smooth hound's going to be in the prizes, but you've got to make the most of that squid. We've only got 4 squid each, so you've really got to make the most of that. At the moment, I've got a 2-hook Pompey loop rig with a size 1/0 chinook on the bottom with a fish bait. That's for that ray, and then a size 1 chinook on the top hook with some squid on it. See if I can find one of those little hounds. If things are going badly by high tide, I might dig out that herring. I'm wondering whether a bit of herring guts chucked out, because there are some congers along here as well, and that could get you in the prizes if you get a reasonable conger. But I am going through. You've got to control your use of that bait pack, because there's only 1 mackerel, only 4 squid, only 1 bluey, so I am going to have to rummage back through and make the most of some of the other stuff in there, the herring and the sand eels. I didn't like the look of the sand eels, and I've not really used herring before. I think it might be soft, so maybe once the other stuff's gone, I'm going to be down to sand eel and herring cocktail is starting to form as an idea in my mind. Right, so these are my baits. Making the most of all the different bits I've got. That is a bit of bluey guts whipped to a bit of mackerel to give it some strength, and then that's a squid head with a bit of squid body on that. So they're nice looking baits. I do like this bait pack idea. The fish just not there. Oh. Well, it's a fish. It's not a very big dogfish, but I've not seen anybody else catch anything. So it'd be a shame if that won a species hunt for ray. But if nobody else catches anything, they'll take it. So that's 2 hours in, halfway through. I've just had that small dogfish, and I thought, yeah, I've got a fish. I've hardly heard of anybody else getting a fish. Walked up to get it measured, and as I was getting measured, the guy reeled in a bigger dogfish. So, and then I've just heard that the guy on peg 1 has had a couple of dogfish. I would rather have been in the high numbers. That's the part of the beach that's renowned for the rays, up at the high numbers. And I drew peg 4. Although this end of the beach, you normally get more of the hounds, but not seen any hounds at the moment. Just the odd dogfish, and a few people seem to be getting that now. So my little dogfish isn't going to cut it. I'm not going to win anything with that. But it's such a nice night it's turned out to be. This, the clouds cleared, the stars are out, the wind has dropped right down. There's almost no movement on the water at all. So it's a really nice night to be down there. But I need to find another fish, and I'm almost out of mackerel. I think that herring or sand eels is going to have to come out. So unfortunately, there are no prizes for baby pout. It's a fantastic night to be down the beach, but not really ideal for fishing. You can see here just how clear the water is and how calm it is. Not the sort of weather that normally brings the fish in. I seem to have lost most of the footage from hour 3, but you didn't miss much, just one more dogfish. But as a bonus, when we first arrived down the beach, somebody I fish with in the SLO, Geordie, was down here fishing, just pleasure fishing with his family, and he caught a 32-pound stingray. Unluckily for him, he wasn't in the competition, otherwise this would absolutely have walked the floor. Well, that's the last cast out there now, and I did get my hound, but it's not going to win me anything. It's a shame it's not a length match. I was done right tonight. I haven't had anybody else have 4 fish, but as its best specimen, I've just not done it. Just couldn't find a better fish. But it's been quite nice. It's so calm now. No wind at all, no waves. Very nice night to be out. I just couldn't find that bigger fish. Oh, barring miracles, I'll see you at the check-in. See if anyone up the other end of the beach has found a ray. So I had another dogfish last cast, which made me finish on 4 fish. That's not a bad night considering these conditions, but it's not what we came looking for, so I'm not going to be in the prices.
Third place tonight is on the bycatch, 2 metres 67, Jimmy Jenkins. Cheers. Second place tonight on bycatch goes to Ray Pope, 3 metres 29. Well done, Ray. First place tonight, the only ray of the night at 24 centimetres, Adam. Come and collect your first place winnings. And with that being the only ray, biggest fish. Well done, Adam. 24 centimetres. Well done, mate. That was worth coming along for, wasn't it? Yeah. Well done, Adam. Thank you.